The long... What? This is a messy screen. Ugh, gross. Get rid of that. Now, there we go. There we go. Camera's in the top middle today. I hope that's alright. I feel like it could be a little invasive. The Long Walk. Directed by Francis Lawrence. There he is, Francis Lawrence. He directed all the Hunger Games movies, maybe. Most of them, all of them, and I Am Legend. That makes sense. This all checks out, actually. You know, these are all movies where it's like dystopian, and like he did Red Sparrow as well. I've never seen Red Sparrow. He's a pretty formidable, respectable pick for this Long Walk movie. The Long Walk is about a bunch of young adults, teenagers who walk until they die. They're like a little moral dystopian battle. Who can outwalk the rest of them? Last man standing. And if you don't walk, or if you like stop walking under like 3 miles per hour, you get shot in the face. It kind of reminded me of a similar appeal, at least. The kind of conceit of this movie has a similar appeal to like a movie like Circle or like Cube, like that sort of thing, where it's kind of like who's gonna, you know, live, who's gonna die, blah blah blah, and like the kind of psychological effect of it starts to really kick into gear in different ways as the walk continues. You start to see people like grappling with it, losing their shit a little bit. They're making friends, but they can't really make friends because, you know, if they want to win, then the friend is gonna have to like die at some point. So yeah, this feels like the sort of thing the Hunger Games director would probably be fairly decent at navigating, you know? Cooper Hoffman, Philip Seymour Hoffman's son, who was in Licorice Pizza. David Johnson, who has been one of my favorite rising actors lately. He was in Rye Lane. Is that gonna show up here? Rye Lane? Oh, Rye Lane. Rye fucking Lane. If you have not seen this film, for the love of God, watch this film. It is excellent. It's so good. And he was a real standout in Alien Romulus as well. Here he is again in The Long Walk. I had a bit of a revelation with this movie. Had a bit of a realization. I'm losing my fucking mind, dude. I'm going insane. I'm going super crazy. I'm a hater. I'm a fucking hater, dude. I shouldn't be reviewing movies. I want to be like Chris Stuckman or like a Carsten. When I'm talking about films, I want to show utmost respect for the filmmakers, for the fact that I get to experience the gift of watching their work on a big screen, getting immersed and shit like that. I like to see myself as someone who sees the joy in most things. But no, I'm actually like a real ass hater. So, The Life of Chuck, another Stephen King adaptation, actually. There it is, The Life of Chuck. The Life of Chuck happened. I reviewed this film. I fucking hate this movie. I really hate this movie. And this movie... I don't know, box office wise, is it doing well? It's not saying the budget, but I don't know, whatever, it doesn't matter. The consensus is this is a really great film. I think it reviewed really well. No, I think it did great. Yeah, I think it was like 70, 80 something on Metacritic, Rotten Tomatoes out the wazoo, bro. People loved it. And yet, here I was hating it, which is fine, you know, everyone has different opinions. Yeah, I don't know, like the reasons it sucked to me were like fucking obvious. I was like, what the hell's going on? This is like clearly a dog shit movie. I was just surprised. I thought maybe like the consensus would be that, you know? A couple of days ago I watched this film, All That Jazz, directed by Bob Fosse, starring Roy Scheider. If you're a film guy, you probably heard of this movie. It's like considered one of the best movies ever. Like it's considered like goated. I hated this movie, bro. I thought this was fucking terrible. Again, just like Life of Chuck. It was like clear as day why it sucked. I was like trying to see the other perspective, like really reading reviews and trying to figure out, you know, what people fucking like about it, because it wasn't that obvious to me. It was like clearly ass. It's so obnoxious and indulgent, and there's never a reason to give a shit about any of the people on screen, and yet it just flings it at you as if you care. And I found the film so annoying. And that's like a very baseline, simple overview of why I didn't like it. You know, I could go into more depth, but this is a Long Walk video, so we're gonna focus on that eventually. But yeah, I hated it. I was like, dude, is there something wrong with me, bro? Like, am I just like misinterpreting everything? Is my brain fucked? Have I stopped enjoying films? Because apparently this is like one of the greatest movies ever, and I'm over here like hating it. And it's like, okay, again, opinions are opinions, but I'm just confused. I'm really trying to see the other perspective, and I kind of get it, but I'm leaving still just like, I'm just surprised. The Long Walk. We have our third victim. This movie sucked, man. This was so shit. What's going on, man? Like, this is getting crazy good reviews. I was a bit unaware of that going into it. I'd seen a few like kind of middling reviews from friends on Letterboxd and just reactions online and stuff. I was like, okay, this is getting like modest positive reviews. There are people that are loving this movie. I didn't realize that this was actually getting some serious like movie of the year tier buzz. I'm losing my shit, bro. What's going on? When is everybody going to start jumping out and saying, September Fools, we got you, Truman Show or some shit? When? Can someone please reveal that, like, this is all an inside joke or something? Alright, I'm being dramatic. I don't know, man. It's a tough place to be, bro. It's a tough place to be. I don't want to be a hater. I really don't. But I just feel like, I don't know. I want to enjoy movies, bro. Man, shout out to certain women, bro. I'm so glad I watched that movie. I'm so glad I watched that fucking movie in these last couple of weeks, bro. Oh, that was the best. That was like, okay, cool. That's like my taste in movies, bro. That's what I needed. Anyway, why do I hate The Long Walk? Well, this movie came off really silly to me. I did not buy the bleak, sad moments even slightly. The performances and the writing I found extremely artificial. Every person in this movie doesn't feel like a human being to me. They all felt like a caricature of a person, like a really one-note, simple, like layerless personality to fill some kind of plot void. That's how every character in this movie felt, basically, with the exception of like two. Cooper Hoffman and where is he? This guy to me was far and away the best performance. The only one that actually spoke and delivered lines like a human being was this guy. David Johnson let me down, man. I'm sorry, I did not think he was good in this movie. Struggling a lot with the line delivery, like his accent. There are clearly like certain words I think he has a hard time making fit the mold of this character or something. There was a real warmth to his character, which he did capture. I'll give him that, but I've never really once perceived him as like a human. He just came off a little corny. I don't know. I just didn't buy him at all in this movie. There were so many like unintentionally funny moments to me in this movie, particularly when folks get shot for not walking. Oh my god, Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill. What are you doing, bro? My favorite part of the film, I guess, would have been seeing how the relationship between everybody kind of develops over the course of the walk. You do definitely feel a tangible progression and several different arcs happening. That was quite entertaining, and I think it was good that they filmed it in chronological order. They literally filmed it as you're seeing it on screen, so you could kind of feel them getting to know each other as actors and performers more, getting a bit more comfortable with each other as the film progressed, and also feeling more exhausted, and that translated on screen. But a big reason to why, unfortunately, the most important and pressing moments in the film didn't really move me at all was because the way the film looks, I don't know, again, it just looks, to me, I'll say the same word I used before, artificial. The deaths, the kills, never felt real to me at all. There were some, like, gross moments, like close-ups of people's faces getting, like, shot and stuff. At points, it was almost extra to a fault, or framed, like, in between people while they were just talking, and there were these, like, monologues, but these monologues look kind of goofy when they're walking the whole time. I don't know how you would like fix that issue though, because I guess it's kind of like a fundamental thing built into the fact that they're always walking, so you gotta have like a dolly shot that follows as they're walking, you know. That's a tough thing to work around, but I found all of the moments where someone was like spilling their heart out or telling somebody else their backstory, for one, completely subtextless. The script was really, really hammy to me. But on top of that, it just looked so silly to see them just side by side, just walking through all of it. It just looked so weird. Well, I could think, well, surely there's like a better angle or a better color grade that makes this look less fake. I couldn't get over it, man. I couldn't get sucked into any of these dramas that these characters had. And it's like, there was chemistry on screen between the people, but some of them, anytime they opened their mouths, I was like, fuck right off, man. We're not doing this. Where is he? Olsen? Oh my god, this fucking guy was the worst. He had this like, we were like talky, like kind of like a little gangster sort of twang to him, you know, something like that, you know. I couldn't get with that at all. It just came off so silly to me. Oh, he was the Karate Kid dude? Damn, bro. I didn't actually see that movie, but sorry, Ben Wang. I wasn't really into your character, your performance in this movie, bro. I can't lie. Shit was kind of ass. This is what I'm saying, bro. I don't want to be this person. This guy's character was like, he's like the one that doesn't really talk much, but he's like really cold and kind of like mean-spirited, you know. That's all he is. Like these people are just not people to me. So fucking see-through, especially this guy as well. I predicted fucking instantly what this guy's deal was. He has like a little reveal later on. It was so obvious. And the ending to me from a moral standpoint, goes against every value that the characters were expressing 20 minutes ago. I won't spoil it, but yeah, there's a decision that's made that, I don't know, didn't make much sense to me at all. And I'm surprised at the lack of consequences that happened after the fact, given the dystopian world this movie takes place in. Doesn't ever really establish much of a sense of place or time. Like, I guess it's like 19, like, I don't know, I couldn't figure it out. It seemed like maybe like post-war. Like they were like references to a war, but I couldn't, was it World War II? Was it like some fake war? I don't know. There's not much like backstory or build-up or like world building of any description in this movie. Let's see if we can find out. It's based on the 1979 novel, so yeah, maybe like 70s, yeah, sure. But the way they would speak was weirdly modern. The way they would kind of like banter off each other just didn't feel particularly, you know, of that time to me. It was really hard to figure out what the regime we were dealing with was. Like, the extremity of it was really poorly established. Mark Hamill's portrayal as this like really evil dictator was so goofy. He was just completely silly. Like, really, really silly in this movie. I think he was definitely going for a cartoony thing. I think that was the intention, but I don't know why they would do that in this movie. I want to really hate Mark Hamill. I want to hate this guy. He's supposed to be like true, pure evil, but he's way too silly on screen to feel anything beyond just like kind of a just gawk at what he's doing. Like, to me, this shit is so obvious. How is everyone loving this movie? I'm glad people are loving this movie. Obviously, people enjoying a film is a great thing. I want movies to succeed. Even the movies I think are complete shit, I want to succeed. It literally just released today, so we'll see how this progresses. 20 million is a modest budget. Well done. That's pretty impressive. For this budget to make this movie, that's pretty ambitious. All round, like, making a fucking movie is difficult, especially one like this where they're always walking. You got to work around that shit, man. Like, props. But yeah, there was so much getting in the way of me buying into this thing. And yeah, again, I think some world building would have really helped, especially the relationship between Cooper Hoffman's character. No picture for Cooper Hoffman? You serious? The fuck? Respect my boy. Respect my guy. Good actor, man. He was good in this movie. Toots Nyout? Fuck me, I am not pronouncing that right. I apologize. You were the only great performance in this film. Sorry, man. You deserve better, bro. But yeah, Cooper Hoffman has, in The Long Walk, he has like a particularly valuable to the plot bond with his family. His mother is not in the film much at all. Very briefly she appears, played by Judy Greer. There was a moment very early on in the film where she has this kind of like instinctual reaction to her son going off to this long walk, and she sort of like internalizes the implications of what could happen, and she sort of freaks out. Like, an extremely raw performance that established to the viewer like the stakes, you know? It made me think, like, okay, if we had more time where we sort of saw them as mother and son sort of dealing with this dystopian world they're stuck in, we could build off of that, and maybe then when he goes off to the long walk we could really feel that loss as well as a viewer. You don't really, because this happens so quick at the beginning. By keeping it kind of just sort of thin on the ground, you can sort of get right to the point and, you know, prioritize your focus on the guys walking. But that like closeness, that intimacy, again, like, it didn't really work for me at all. The way they were bantering, like, yeah, when I win, I'm gonna get 10 naked ladies. That's stupid, bro. Why would you want to get 10 naked ladies, man? That's stupid. I fucking hate this shit, bro. This is so ass. I was kind of into what this guy was doing. Like, if he was the only one that came off like a caricature, it would have worked, maybe. This guy was pretty extra. He was pretty intense in this movie. There were a couple scenes where I was enjoying watching him just kind of do his little freakouts. Again, it was very one note, his whole thing. Like, he was sort of like the dickhead, like the kind of antagonizing bully, and he created some of the bigger conflicts, and the movie just forgets about him for fucking ages. Most of the film is just like conversations of these guys getting to know each other in really unnaturally written ways. What's that scar on your head, man? Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to talk about it, man. What are you gonna do when you win? Me? I'm gonna do it was just so like, yeah. Very going through the motions, and I don't know. The direction from Francis Lawrence wasn't horrible. It got the job done, I guess. I just wish I really felt as close to the horror of this situation as I think the film wanted me to feel. Shout out to Fernando, who had a very popular review. Hey, that's a classic Letterboxd. That's a solid Letterboxd one-liner review, bro. There's a whole lot of poop in this movie too, man. They were pooping. I guess when you're walking that long, eventually you gotta poop. You gotta stink up the place, you know? One more negative that I forgot to mention. I don't think the film did a good job of using the kind of naivety of the contestants in this walk being like young people to its advantage at all, to be honest. Like, that could have been a cool avenue to explore things like propaganda or brainwashing. The one scene I can think of where they do make something out of it is probably actually my favorite scene in the film. There was a scene where, like, one of the walkers... Sounds like I'm calling them zombies. One of the people doing the long walk. They whip out like some music on a speaker they have, which again makes me think this is like modern day. It's like a Bluetooth speaker. Anyway, they have a little protest moment where they kind of band together, and you know, that feels apt for like angry, rebellious kind of young adults stuck in this dystopian regime where they have no control, no freedom, and they're realizing the true like evil nature of it all. Like that was cool. There was one scene, bro. I can't think of a single other scene that felt inspired in the same way. Speaking of music, fucking hell, the score is nothing. Oh my god, the score is very just like, this is how you feel now. Sad strings, because the guy died. They're all kind of sharing these like really poorly worded philosophical ideas. They start getting into like deep chats with them all being confused, misguided, angry like teenagers, young adults. You are left walking away from this film with like nothing to chew on at all. Like someone will be freaking out and then David Johnson will come along and be like, I know this whole situation sucks, but remember, like, look at the trees, look at the birds, look at the sky. These are the conversations we're treated to before someone goes to like tie their shoelaces and it's like, oh, get up, hurry up, oh no, oh, no. Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. Like, this is such a fucking tensionless movie, man. I cannot overstate how numb and unmoved by this tense scenario I was, man. Like, my heart rate could not have been more mild. Oh my god, I just remembered a scene, another really funny scene. Oh, actually, where is he? Is it you? No, it's not you. It's, are you the guy from the fucking Jojo Rabbit, by the way? Yeah, no, is it you? Might have been you. It was the long-haired guy, man. Yeah, you. Oh my god. I think it was the last scene with him. He starts, like, singing this song. Oh my god. Oh, it was hilarious. Wasn't supposed to be. I'm giving this a 3 out of 10. I'm doing it. I'm hitting it with that 3. I'm going 3 mode. Had a horrible time watching this. Like, you couldn't have even got the fucking deaths right, man. Like, the deaths is like that's the exciting part. Like, they were just so lame. You only got to see like 3 of them and they just look stupid. Like, most of the film is just boring conversations, just boys. It sounded like it was written by an adult who's like, this is what boys talk about. But yeah, go see the film and come up with your own opinion. See what you think. I'm very much in the minority. 3.7 average is pretty solid. Look at this. Look at this. Not a single negative one at all. All right, have you seen The Long Walk? Did you like The Long Walk? Were you a fan of this movie? Let me know. Comment below. Leave a like. The algorithm is a big fan of those 2 things. Hell, fucking subscribe. Notification bell me up, brother. And yeah, I'll peep you guys on the next review, man.